Ladies and gentlemen, better late than never. We are in the building, and it is time. We got a lot to talk about. Whew, it's going to be a crazy one. I hope you guys are locked in, loaded, ready to go. I don't know how many people are actually going to join this because it is late. So, you guys are OGs here, all right? So. Hit you guys with a little ad or two. I really want to talk about the Fed a lot here, and I want to talk about what AMC actually did today. Oh, look at that. The Nasdaq is positive. Wow. Oil up almost 1%. That's kind of incredible, to be quite honest with you guys. How are we doing tonight, though? Are we doing good? 16 beautiful faces are here. Oh, my God. Oh, the mods are in the building. We came to play. Raider Gabe Lincoln. Joe Garcia, 24 the money. Oh, man. Mr. Simon, Vlog. Let's go, baby. Finally, yeah, I don't want to like gross you guys out, but oh man, it was tough. It was tough. My daughter puked in the car. I can't do it. I don't know why. I just can't do it. I had to give her a bath, a change her, all of that. Woo! Gotta get all of that. Can't let that sit in the car either. So yeah, I appreciate you guys that are definitely here right now. So thank you. We got a big day tomorrow. Big day. What's your guys' takes on Powell? You guys got calls or puts? Let's start arguing real quick. You ask anybody that's an investor right now, like, what's Powell gonna do? And if they have a different opinion than you, yeah, you could get into a pretty heated debate on that. Where's Win Lambo? Yeah, he's slacking. He's usually the first one, honestly. First one, Win Lambo every time. Almost every time. Oh, yeah, you guys are showing up to play. I bet a lot of you guys are in Cali, huh? He said, I see a new car in your future. I'm not the show off kind of person. Like even if I was, if I was like Bill Gates. Bill Gates is building the or not Bill Gates, but Jeff Bezos is building the biggest yacht in the world. I might do that if I was like that rich, but you know, I'm not a show off to that extent. I'm not rich, but you know, the little things in life are good for me. But that would be nice. I wanted I was gonna get a Ford Mach-E, but then I heard bad things about him. I'm like, I'll just sit with my my dad van, you know. It's a Cali living, Arizona here. Oh yeah, Cali. You know, I think gold and silver is to back the popcorn is thinking about. See, people. Okay, do you guys want to watch a video? I might get demonetized for this, but I don't care because these make like $1. But watch this video. You want? Okay, actually, let's like vote on this real quick. Or maybe let's wait a second because do you guys want to hear something that's gonna piss you off? Do you want to hear something that's gonna piss you off? All about AMC, nothing else. It's a CNBC video. I couldn't even believe like what they were saying, like joking about it. And when you actually get into the numbers here, if all that company needs, what's it called? Hycroft, if all they need is the liquidity to mine, they have massive value in that location. How do you know he bought in at 280? $8 YOLO into mining company at 280, thinking it would rip to 20. It will make up his losses on AMC. Which one? That one? This one? I forget the name as soon as I say it, or as soon as I stop looking at it, because it's different. Hycroft. That one? See, the only thing with gold miners, it's efficiency. That's all that matters. Like, when gas goes up, sure, that hurts too, but it's all about efficiency, you know? And, there can be, like, different pockets, right? You could have a really good quarter. You just, got a lot of gold in your area. And then next quarter it can be different. But the trajectory of gold is quite phenomenal, actually. I'm not a big fan of it as far as an investment. As a store of value, put, you're rich, put, 3 to 10% of your net worth into it. Not opposed to that. But I mean, if you look at the chart of gold since 2000, I mean, 272 an ounce, and it's at almost 2000. So oh yeah, yes, the mining company that starts with H. What is their stock at? I looked at it earlier. I believe they're on the NASDAQ, so it'd be on Robinhood, right? I didn't look at it on Robinhood. I just like looking at stocks on Robinhood more than anything because it just gives me everything I need to know, a brief rundown. So it's good. Yeah, see, low market cap. Yeah, that's the one too. Oh wow, almost 14% in after hours. Wonder what the short interest is. I wonder though. They must have got in at like $1 something. Bought in at 160. Okay. Yeah, this thing de-spacked and just. I mean, though, a $91 million market cap, and they have $45 billion worth of gold and silver in the ground. That site is going to be worth more than 90 million alone. I would imagine. I'm not an expert in that, but you would think it's 40% short. Oh, geez. Holy shit. Utilization straight to 100%. Cost to borrow at 602% for the max. Yeah, short interest is... See, as soon as retail looks at a stock, the short interest goes crazy. Like, same thing for Mullen. Same thing. It's like the algorithms are programmed when retail activity picks up, short the stock. That's what it seems like right now. Ryan Cohen tweet. Oh man, I shared one. He cracked me up. It was great. It was great. Good use of taxpayer money is the government cracking down on hedge fund short sellers. Yeah. I didn't retweet it. Okay. Jeez, he's wild. Just called out Bed Baths that finally got a response. His tweets are like almost always cryptic though. Short sellers are the dumb stormtroopers of the investing galaxy. I think I like this guy the more that I see his tweets. I'm going to it back down under $1. Yeah, and you can always do that. I mean, for super glue, rubber chicken, I'm good. Oh my god, I appreciate the $2. Thank you. Mumu available in the UK. 3DP, are you in here? He's from the UK. I believe it's available pretty much everywhere. I believe it's very versatile. We'll add your code if you use Mumu. I appreciate it. Yeah, they're doing a really good promotion right now. I mean, I don't know what the price of Neo is. I think it's came down a little bit, but before you had to deposit $100 to get 3 stocks, and now they're giving 3 free stocks and a share of Neo. Sell it, buy some Mullen or AMC. Looks good to me. What are futures doing? But yeah, gold is wild. What's silver actually at? When I did my calculation, I assume silver. Yeah, okay, I'm spot on. This is the first time looking at silver, but in that video I calculated it at 25 an ounce. That's surprising. I was like right on with that. Yeah, so if silver even goes up more, and it's really at a weird level right now. If it goes up more, that's gonna start adding a lot to the value of that mine. But 22% ownership for 27 million, not bad in my personal opinion. Not bad at all. Obviously, the markets liked it. If the rate hikes goes up tomorrow, shirts will have to put their pants down soon. Well, the markets have priced in a lot. So if you're like a business, right, and you go to get a loan or something, it will usually follow the 5-year or 10-year treasuries, and those have went up substantially. So we can pull it up real quick, the 10-year, but a lot of loans follow the 5-year, and that's going to be a little bit different. But yeah, you know, they've already went up and factored in, you know, 2 or 3 rate hikes at this point. And then if you look at different treasuries, they factor in even more so far. So if we just see the rate hike and that's it, which we will, I really don't see the market selling off too much. But if at all, like I really think you need some kind of brand new information. Ukraine and Russia, as well as China, could kind of overpower the Fed to a certain extent. If the Fed doesn't really do too much. Key ally says Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan is 100% in trouble. What is that? Vimeo? Vimeo is telling creators to suddenly pay thousands of dollars or leave the platform. Interesting. Oh, here's unusual whales. On March 1st, 500,000 HYMC shares were purchased, and the 90-day average trading volume was around 355,000. On March 14th, the day before AMC announcement, 58.6 million HYMC shares were purchased, and the 90-day average was 10.5 million. Man, unusual whales is great. It's just great. Like, something weird happened there. I mean, unless that was them buying stock on the open market, which you typically wouldn't do if you're somebody like AMC, but I don't know. Zelensky in tonight's message. Any war ends in an agreement. Meetings with Russia continue. As I am told, the positions in the negotiations sound more realistic. However, time is still needed for the decisions to be in Ukraine's interest. See, let me tell you guys, if this somehow comes to an end, oh yeah, you're gonna see wild moves in the markets, just wild. It's gonna be a spectacle for sure. Futures, yeah, pretty flat, and actually the S&P is down more than the Nasdaq and the Dow. That's surprising, but Nasdaq is doing the best here, hardly red, and this is kind of what I expect through the beginning of trading tomorrow, really up until 2 o'clock. I don't think you're gonna see a big move in either direction. So if you haven't got any trades yet for the Fed, you're good. It's not going to move too much before the Fed, or it typically doesn't. But to a certain extent, you might be better off just waiting until after the Fed if you wanted to trade it and play the post move. Markets ripping into close was laughable. Well, huge day tomorrow. Yeah. With the Fed, we're finally basically getting the cards. We're going to see the cards. They're going to lay them out for us. How are we looking for the rest of the year? The summary of economic growth projections, that comes out tomorrow. Same time as the dot plot. So, instead of just getting that FOMC report or the Fed minutes where it's the transcript of what they said during the meeting, you actually get to see each Fed member and how they vote. So, on the dot plot, you can actually see it just like a literal dot plot. They place their dots on where they think inflation will be, the growth rate, a couple other things. And, if they start to become more aggressive on that dot plot, it can move around a lot. And then that official statement, which the markets are pricing in too much pain. And that's kind of to go off of what you said, 20 for the money. It's just too much hawkishness was priced into the markets. Like at this stage, really, honestly, guys, like been around a long time. I've studied the Fed since 2018. When they crashed the markets the last time, they crashed the markets because they we're gonna raise rates on you, right? And that crashed the markets. It was unexpected. Right now, we already know the Fed's gonna hawk down on the economy. I mean, fastest rate hikes in 10 years. So we know that. You really need to see something crazier than that to see the market sell off. And if you don't, the markets will rally because they're like, hey, anything less than crazy is going to be bullish, even if it's still bad. It's like compare first COVID to second COVID. Like Delta. Delta was a worse virus, but we had already dealt with the first one that was not as bad as Delta, and there were still shutdowns during Delta. It still basically did the same thing. Country didn't shut down as much, but even though it was worse, it wasn't bad enough to see the markets just crumble. And the Fed was on our side too, so that makes a big difference. Need plays. What's the move, guys? I like a bank trades. Oh, win Lambo, baby. Oh, man. We were talking about you. They're like, wins Lambo. Where's Win Lambo? I said, I don't know, man. He's usually the first one in here. Usually. And then I usually explain how hopefully the Lambo comes soon. I don't know. It's looking pretty good right now, though. Liquidity is drying up. That move today in AMC. What do you guys think about the move today? Honestly, do we feel closer to Lambos? I mean, this was a strong move. And you did see, let me see if I can find it. I put it in the video. There was a $4 billion market on close. And I want to go over that briefly for you guys if you don't know what that actually means. Because that's very important. Yeah, it's 4 billion something. Oh, look at that. Fintech downgrades Russian banks following sovereign downgrade. Yikes. Yeah, the only thing that was red today was energy. There was two big energy stocks that were actually green. Yeah. MOC, it stands for market on close imbalance, 4.3 billion to the buy side. That comes out roughly the last like 20 to 15 minutes of trading those MOMC imbalance numbers, and basically what that is it's showing you how much money people want to get rid of at close. Like the last 10 minutes of trading every day, you'll see very volatile moves. You guys maybe have noticed that before. You'll sell off sometimes. The last 10 minutes are just terrible or they're really good. Usually it's one or the other to a certain extent in this market. And it's because of that. At the last 10 minutes of trading, the final orders start to go in massive numbers and really drive things, up or down. So you can actually trade based off of this. Like if you see a market on close imbalance that bullish, you can usually get some really nice flips, but it's quick. And it's risky because it can always turn around on you. But usually it's good. Today actually had a weird effect at the end, but kind of neutralized itself. I think this is going to be the mother of all long squeezes. Pretty much, yeah. Win crash. See, I think at this point, okay, let me just float around my theory with you guys. So I think at this point, the only thing that we can see right now that would crash markets, and I mean, a lot of people are not really talking about this, but they will here shortly. So you might be first to this information before a lot of people. There's a lot of fear in the markets. The only way the markets really substantially crash is if the Fed is super hawkish, like crazy hawkish, raise rates 0.5% or a percentage, this next meeting or something. That's not going to happen. That's like a 0.1% chance, in my opinion. Not going to happen. They're not going to do that. So I think that's kind of off the table. You could see Russia attack NATO, which their military is not strong enough to do that. So that's not going to happen. And then really the only thing that I could see clapping the markets is actual earnings. If earnings start to come in and they are just terrible, that's when you see a crash. That's when you see shit really hit the fan. Recession fears, everything's going to get bad. And that's when, if the Fed continues on their path, even though, say, Apple has terrible earnings, Microsoft has a little bit more stable earnings because they're like software companies need Microsoft. You start to see some big stocks taking, dramatically lower numbers than 2021. Here, earnings start in the next 3-4 weeks. Then that's when you see the markets crash. And that's really what I'm bagging on. Like, I don't think the markets are going to rally for too long here. Probably the rest of this week. Next week is really a toss-up again, in my personal opinion. But once you head into earnings, once you get close, I think you're going to see a lot more fears about companies not meeting those expectations. And when they come in, I think it could be pretty terrible. Especially summertime before holiday spending. That's when I would bet for a market crash. But we've already crashed. We're down over 20%. Well, I think after today, we're not down 20% anymore. actually. But that's when the markets crash. You have to see fundamental changes happen to the markets to see those big crashes. Like COVID, I mean, motherfuckers like Bill Ackman put on big ass short positions and went on CNBC and said the whole economy's going to zero. Hotels, airlines, cruise lines, restaurants, they're all going to zero for decades. Like, dude, relax. And we know you got short positions. Like, chill. It'll be okay. But that's a fundamental change. That's a huge change. So the markets freaked out, huge crash. When the Fed raises rates like they did in 2018 and 2019, huge crash. Well, 2018, I believe that was more the trade war stuff. 2019 was a surprise rate hike. But that's a fundamental change. Like Russia, Ukraine, it's a big deal because Europe and China have closer ties than we do to Russia. And it still can be a fundamental change because it's a contagion, because we're invested a lot in Europe and China that are invested a lot more in Russia. But by and large, it doesn't affect our company earnings all too much. Because when it comes down to it, like I like to talk about fundamentals from time to time to remind people that there is a business behind AMC. And, you know, if you trade stocks without fundamental businesses, then, you know, you could fall through the floor. There's really no valuation to it. But that's my take on it. I would like to hear what you guys think. And I know we can it's really hard to sit here and say like I know what's going to happen. That's what I can see happening. That's what I could plausibly imagine. I don't know if I said that right, but you know, stimulus is gone. How do you beat 2021 numbers when you're not getting what was it? $600 a week bonus plus your regular pay? Like, what was it, like $400 on top of that? That's more than a lot of people make. Unless you're from Cali, you guys are balling, so that ain't nothing on that. But a lot of people in normal states where minimum wage is $7.25 still, they had tons of extra money. They bought iPhones, iPads, iMacs, and all of that. I don't see people actively spending like that now, especially with gas going up. You'd be surprised what that does for company earnings. Look at the Shanghai composite. Josh saying it. Yeah. China is definitely. China's in like a weird. They have so much going against them, but for them at the same time. Like it's an attractive place to invest in. Besides the government, the government is ass when it comes to investing. But yeah, it's pretty terrible what's going on. Much lower than 2020 at this point. Yeah, but yeah, Josh is 100% correct on that one. China, like, you know, if you're gonna invest in, if you have your money in Europe, China, or America, really like the three major markets for the stock markets, where are you going to pull your money out of first? Most people probably China. Just because it's I mean, it's kind of a ticking time bomb when you think about it. Like, you know, eventually they're going to take Taiwan and that's just going to fall through the floor. So it's like literally a ticking time bomb. I was thinking about that the other day. Like, how long do you really have to invest in China before everything comes crumbling down? I don't know. But yeah, it all comes down to the Fed tomorrow. It's going to be very important. You're going to see a pretty dramatic move, in my personal opinion. Especially the post move. Like, if they're super dovish and they're really trying to take it slow and investors process it like that, oh yeah, Oh yeah, you're gonna see a very good Thursday and Friday. If you kind of get the same, you know, like what we're expecting already, it might be muted, but don't really see that right now. Hey, from Kansas City, Missouri, smoking that KC Kush. I hope you're enjoying your night. I got a, what is this? Blue Raspberry Freezy. I don't know if there was like a special name to it, but these Taco Bell Freezies, so good. CNBC is scam channel. Yeah, I like to watch it to get different opinions. Like, that's all I care about when I, you know, watch somebody or something. Like, if I learn something, great. But I really want the opinion. Like, what do you think is going to happen? That's why I ask you guys, like, let me know your opinions, because you might say something that I have not thought about. That's the only reason, but CNBC is wrong so much. Like Jim Cramer, man, every time I watch him, I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, his lightning rounds are just ridiculous. Like, dude, he said a couple days ago, don't buy Snapchat because their earnings were bad. Earnings were great. And he's been saying you shouldn't buy companies that don't have a profit, but he said buy SoFi today. I'm like, dude, you're just going against what you're saying, which I like SoFi, so that's good, but not sure. I know there would be a crash, just not sure if it's China, US, Europe, or Russia. Europe. See, China is more secretive, right? So you really don't know how much exposure China has to Russia. I really can't even tell you if I think they have a lot or not as much as something like Europe, just because you just fucking China. I don't know if they're fucking, you know. Obviously, it was probably risky to invest in Russia in the first place, but Europe, I know, has a lot of exposure to Russia. Lots of exposure. And we have a lot of exposure to Europe in different ways. And that's what is kind of the problem there. And then you add the leverage into it. Like, how much leverage is a part of it, because it's one thing to lose a set dollar amount, but like in 2008 when they were packaging bad mortgages together, that was fine. Let the mortgages fail, that would have been all fine. The problem was they were betting against those bad packaged mortgages. That's the problem, and that's the hard part, that you really don't know how bad it's going to get until it happens. Kind of crazy, huh? Getting terrorized all night. Yeah. Does Fed have to do rate hikes in increments of 0.25? Can they do like 0.35 or something like that? They usually just do 0.25. They can do it however they want. China, you'll see, does that a lot. They like to do the, small rate hikes just a ton of times. I can't recall any specific moment in time we've done a smaller rate hike, but we've done larger ones. It's kind of a shock to the markets though, and it's very hard to like price in a big rate hike like that. If one day in 2021 the Fed just came out before we were even thinking about the Fed raising rates, hit us with a 1% interest rate increase, would have freaked out. So it's very hard to not shock markets. Like, this year is one of the lowest years ever as far as the amount of new IPOs. Because why? Nobody's going to IPO their company when the stock market's like this. So that actually starts to affect the real economy as well, because, you know, if you had an IPO planned, think about even Discord, that there's been rumors about an IPO for that one forever. Markets got turbulent. They said they're talking about it now, but they wouldn't IPO until the markets were actually decent again and on level feet. Um, you know, and they could have used the money to grow the business, or any other company for that matter. So it really delays a lot of capital getting out there and new investment on that front. Uh, but even the interest rate thing, like, to shock the markets like that, the last thing the Fed wants to do is like kill retirements. You know, when the markets go down like they have right now, you start to set back people's retirements. Increments of, yeah, yep, Shane, that's 100% correct. They're just planning on doing the quarter percent. I really don't think they're gonna do more than that, because it's not the inflation that we're seeing has been a demand problem for a while, but you're seeing signs of demand slowing down. And you guys have probably noticed this in your real life. Restaurants are a little bit slower. You know, people aren't going out and doing as much as they used to because of gas. You know, every 2 cents gas goes up, it's like $10 billion that is taken out of the economy, or some crazy number like that. So that's a huge, call it like a gas tax that is put on the economy. There's a lot that's actually weighing against us right now. But yeah, pretty interesting. Chiefs slide Chinese ideas, heavy and corrupt Russian market. I would think so. I mean, China, like, do you guys think real estate's overpriced in America? I know a lot of people are not happy with real estate prices, but on a square footage basis, Chinese real estate is on average about 2.6 times more expensive than American real estate. And it's went up 600% in the last, what was it, 10 years, 15 years, which is, I mean, wild. Our real estate goes up in between 3 to 7%. If you can get 7% every year, you're in the top end range of average in America. So they have a big debt problem. China is really bad. Really, really bad. But you know, at the same time, Russia was actually a very attractive place to invest in during peaceful times. Does that make sense? Yeah, I could turn it up a little bit. It was a very good place to invest in. You guys believe that, right? Look at Russia debt to GDP. I don't know if you guys watch the videos. I can't spell. You know, the debt to GDP ratio in Russia is actually phenomenal. Phenomenal. Like, look at this. Oh shit, what's going on?
Don't lick my face. Don't lick my face.
Is this the one I was looking at?
Hi, lady girl.
Oh yeah, this is not
You okay? You okay? All done?
Oh, that's just the what the hell? Oh, GDP by country. Oh, jeez.
No, your shirt. Your shirt right here. Got some right here. In your face.
Okay. See, look at Russia down here. One of the lowest debt to GDP countries there is. The only lower countries, Brunei, I didn't even know that's a country. It's only got It's got less than 500,000 people. Afghanistan 6.88%, Estonia 7.61%, and Botswana at 12.78%. So Russia is what? The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 most least indebted countries with a 13% debt to GDP. That's wild. That's unheard of. Like, Japan 237% national debt to GDP. We are 106%. You know, so if you're looking at it like that, before all of this, Russia had a very low chance of defaulting on its debt. And you could get paid a 4% interest rate just for investing in Russian treasuries. It made a lot of sense. That's why people did that, you know? So you can only imagine how big the problem might actually be. Ling Ling. Ling Ling. Ling Ling.
Sadie's trying to lay on her.
Ling Ling.
Sadie.
But yet NASDAQ is holding strong. Little green here. Your Estonia. Yeah, that'd be nice. Real estate is way overpriced and little volume. Yeah, it's a lot safer though. You know, real estate over stocks. Real estate all day. Plus you get leverage. Real estate is like a safe option. And when I explain it to people, they don't understand. I'm like, okay, so you can buy one house every year for 3 to 5% down. Live in that house for 1 year, move out, rent it out, buy another one for 3 to 5% down. Well, if you buy a $100,000 house, for an example, for $3,000, and the average value of a house goes up 3 to 7%. If you're even on the low end range of that, 3% a year, then you just doubled your money and you'll keep essentially doubling your initial investment in equity every year. If you get a really good area, you can make a lot of money. But real estate's one of those things where the dollar has went down 95% of its value in the last 100 years. If you owned real estate, you did phenomenally well. If you own good stocks, you also did well. But it is pretty expensive. It's definitely getting up there. I wish SoFi would stay out of Jim Cramer's mouth. Yeah, it's the short Cramer effect. He says buy something, short it, and you usually do pretty good. Oh yeah. You wanna see her? Oh yeah. She's a minion, but she's chill. She was. Oh man, you guys. If you guys have Netflix, she was into it last night. We watched Battleship. You'd think it was like a straight war movie, which it kind of is, but like aliens come and attack the planet, and it's crazy. You guys gotta watch it if you haven't. It's a really good movie. So I'm confused now. Is AMC now getting into oil, gold, or coal? It's gold and silver, and you know, this video, I don't even want to play it, but you guys can actually check it out for yourselves if you want to. It's oh, did I didn't save it. Damn it. I didn't save it. That's disappointing. But it's on CNBC. It's the AMC one. I'll pull it up. Just watch it. If you want to get really mad, watch this video. 4.5 minutes long. And they basically dog on AMC for this, but they don't talk about the potential value that could be created here. Like in the video today, I did rough math for everybody. Like with gold reserves alone, they have $30 billion potentially at the current market price of gold. And they have about $15 billion of silver in the mine. So 22%, the what AMC owns could be about $10 billion of potential resources. Of course, factor in, even 60-70% of that after all your expenses there, you could at the end of the day make a lot of money off of it. To spend 27 million on it, it's not going to touch the debt that AMC has. I'm very happy with what they did. Me personally, I wanted to see AMC buy something, invest in something, but I was very cautious with my optimism there about like what they were going to buy, because if you put too much down and buy a bad purchase for too much, you can get clapped. But if AMC loses 27 million, is it the end of the world? Probably not. If they make a lot, could be really good. What the hell is beeping? Hit the volume button. Jeez. Kid just hit the laptop. It's so weird. Ever since I saw Squid Game, now it shows Chinese shows like naked director. Oh, that's wild. Netflix is crazy. Kind of sounds like a bomb. Victoria's Secret just bought 22% of a gold mining company. It has nothing to do with Victoria's Secret, but holds good. So he had to use some of the VS budget and bought shares of a gold company. Evergreens, I was wondering where you were at. We missed you. I mean, it's good to diversify. AMC needed to do something else, and I would much rather them not risk a lot and potentially make a lot, because there's a proven amount of money there, which is $45 billion worth of precious metals that they know about. Might be more than that, but that's what they know about. And if all the company needed was a little bit of money to really get cranking, I mean, that could do a lot of damage. The whole stock's only at what was that, 90 million? Like 90 million market cap? The property's got to be worth more than that if there's $45 billion worth of precious metals there. I'm sure you could sell it for $1 billion, right? Maybe I'm wrong, but you'd think. If the markets turn bullish tomorrow and then Jamie, earnings Thursday are bullish, would AMC have a chance at a gamma based on options? Oh, I think there's a chance either way. Even if GameStop earnings are not too crazy, this is really the best chance we've seen in a long time to see a gamma squeeze. And we had a very bullish day today. Like, I hope you guys realize that. We're getting close to that $15 price. If we can break out past 15 with less time to expiration, that's the key. If you break out above, let's say, okay, let's look at April 14th, right? Let's look at this. I mean, the $16 put has a lot of activity, but yeah, like, okay. If you break out, above key levels that are a month out on an option chain, doesn't matter all too much if they wait to hedge out those positions. Probably not. The market makers, they all have more information than us. So they kind of know what's going to happen because they control the stock, right? They are the market maker. So you won't see that instant hedging effect as much as if there's only 2 days left to expiration. You instantly have to get rid of that risk. If you're a market maker, if you're a hedge fund, institution, anybody that could be liable to lose money, you have to instantly hedge. Instantly. That's where you get the velocity. And that's what I like to stress a lot, is it doesn't matter the amount of money people are buying in a stock or selling in a stock that drives it down. It's the velocity of people willing to pay more than the next guy or willing to sell less than the next guy at the fastest pace. You know, if you got a smaller group of people that are willing to just keep buying it higher and higher and higher prices, you're going to drive that share price up, even if you have a higher dollar amount that is willing to sell. If they're not willing to, you know, sell at a lower price, you know, then that's where you get it. It's all, just remember velocity. So when you see all of this instant hedging, you see a lot of velocity, and that's where you can see those mega bounces. I don't know how long some of you guys have been subscribed to the channel, but some of these mega bounces that I've called out can and do happen very fast, and it's really due to these key levels on the option chain. And even on the put side, that's what's so interesting about this one, is the $15 strike has 31,000 for open interest. That will have to be de-hedged for. That means the market makers will have to buy the stock to get rid of that obligation, and obviously before it goes over their break even, you know, before it goes above 15 again. And that's about 3 million shares that potentially would have to be hedged for almost immediately. Same thing on the $15 call side, about 15,000. That's 1.5 million shares that would have to be hedged for. At the 15.50 strike, though, that's 10,000. At $16 strike, that's 13,000. Another 4,000 at the 16.50. 11,000 at the 17. 7,300 at the 18, 6,000 at the 19, and 17,000 for open interest at the 20. So, I mean, if you get a bullish Fed, you're going to see a lot of options go into the money just from here until $20. But really over 15, it gets crazy. So I'm excited for it. But, you know, I don't think it's like a YOLO, a bunch of money into options type of thing, but I think it's good. Should might as well find another ground as well. The company could raise lots of money over time. I know nothing about it. See, I don't either. I know very little about, dude, I watched Gold Rush. Like, you kind of get the idea of a gold mine, right? It's pretty simple there. To that extent, the actual logic there, right? But what's in the ground is valuable. $45 billion of confirmed, or at least a ballpark, right? I don't know exactly how they would confirm that, but, you know, a ballpark. $45 billion, $40 billion, $35 billion, doesn't matter when the business is only worth $90 million. If there's $30 billion, lowball them here, $30 billion of precious metals in the ground, would a company pay $1 to $3 billion, a no-brainer, to buy that land? Probably. I mean, it might make sense. At least $1 billion. That's a 10x in you know, that would be like the stock going back to what, $10, $15, somewhere around there. Yeah, so I think either way, on a risk to reward basis, it looks good. People just like to hate on the stock. That's it. And yeah, like you said, Johnny Beats, Amazon used to just sell books, and now look at them. And this is huge. This shows you responsibility over everything, in my personal opinion. I would much rather them have done this than even pay down $27 million of debt. You're not going to feel that. What? That's going to cost... What'd they pay? $30 million and got rid of the 15% interest rate debt. But that only saved them like $8 million a year or something like that. If this company gets rolling and they start really pumping things out, and the share price would reflect that, you're gonna make a lot more than $8 million in a year off that. You could make $50 million or $100 million. You could do well. Like, you know, I much rather would have seen this than buying even a crypto miner for $300 million all day, every day. Much safer. You know what is in the ground. It's confirmed. You would rather them buy BS than pay back debt and dividends. They have no idea how much metal. Well, according to the company, like, you can somewhat confirm how much gold's in the ground to a certain extent, or you can even lowball it, right? There's $30 billion worth of gold considering $2,000 an ounce. It's slightly under that, so call it 25 billion. You could be so conservative here and the numbers still make sense. You know, $25 billion worth of gold. Really, it's 30 billion is what is claimed to be there. And then $15 billion worth of silver at $25 an ounce, which that's what it's at right now. So no, I would much rather them do this. $27 million of paying off debt is nothing compared to what they have. It don't even make a dent. It does nothing, honestly. Is AMC a fund of multiple companies now? It should be. It should be. Think about Berkshire Hathaway. What do? They own a lot of different companies. That's, you know, what they do. It's, or even think about Palantir. Why the fuck does Palantir own $500 million of gold? Like gold bars. You know, it's different revenue streams. You want to do that. That's actually very smart. You know, if just imagine that they do start pumping a lot of gold out here, silver out of the mine, all of that. This share price goes to $10 per share. What would AMC make? 20%. They would make $200+ million. That's going to be worth a lot more, even if it takes 10 years. You're still going to have a 10x return on that investment rather than paying off $27 million of debt. Still going to make 10x, even if it took 10 years. So the numbers only make sense here. Drill several holes and estimate based on what comes out of each hole. Yeah, so you could be like super conservative here. Call it $15 billion of gold. Still, I mean, the company's only worth $90 million. It's a no-brainer in my personal opinion. I mean, who wouldn't buy that land for $1 billion or $500,000 or lease it? I'm not sure exactly how gold mining land works. I believe you lease it or something along those lines, or give a percentage of profits. But for my company, I'm going to invest $56 million into someone else's company. Oh, by the way, popcorn and movies, gold mining, laser tag, jet skis, AMC, we have it all. Yeah, it could be good. Could be good. I mean, that's yeah, it's all about the risk to reward. The worst they lose is 27 million. Could they lose that? No, because you can always sell the land for much more than the company's worth anyways. It's the biggest gold scam ever. Canadian company scammed everyone. CEO jumped out of a... What the hell? Oh my god. That's wild. Jeez. Holy shit. Yeah, it can, things can always go wrong. You know, it's a good move in my personal opinion. You know, what else is it? Like Evergreen. You know, I'm going to pick on you for a second. What should AMC have invested in besides that? Like, you know, $1.8 billion, it's a decent amount of money, but it's not like something you can just go around, you know, buying multi-$100 million companies. You kind of want to be careful with it and be calculated about it. You know, paying down debt at 10%, you know, 27 million, you're going to save 2.7 million a year. If the stock price goes to $10, it's literally going to take what, like 30 years to pay that off, 25 years to pay that off, to make it it doesn't make sense to pay off the debt like that. Can you share your thoughts as to whether it is possible that we as investors may be taken down a road that would factor the decision makers as opposed to us as in... Whoa, I gotta read that again. Can you share your thoughts as to whether it is possible that we as investors may be taken down a road that would favor the decision makers as opposed to us investors? That's a tricky one. I mean, it kind of happens already, but like when you invest in these companies, these companies really have no obligation to ever return anything back to you. You know, when it comes down to it. So you kind of just got to trust in their leadership. Really. That's why leadership is so important. Hopefully I'm answering that question right, but they're supposed to act in benefit, you know, in your benefit as well. It's supposed to be mutual, and that's why you want to see people that, you know, run the company that own the stock as well. And I think that's why Adam Aaron just did what he did and got more shares. Not exactly sure how it works, but he did increase his position, so that was cool. Movie business entirely into all the employees. They're good miners now. Or they're fired. Oh yeah. Yeah, just everybody. Just send everybody out there and pan everything and get it done in like a month. Just put like, I don't even know how many employees they have, and get it all done in like a month and just cash out a couple billion. You know? The company, fire all popcorn makers and hire mine. It's time to evolve the movie gigs. A joke, and my boy Adam Aaron knows it. I mean, you probably haven't been to a movie theater in a while, but it's hard to replicate, or virtually impossible to replicate, a movie in the theaters compared to at home. And there's just something about it that, like, no matter what happens, there will still be a demand to go to theaters. But, you know, I can't really think of a better idea they could have done to try to grow the value of AMC in a meaningful way. Because like I said, pay off $27 million of debt, 10% interest rate, that's saving you $2.7 million a year. What does that do for the overall picture of AMC? Not much. If this mining company starts to do $250 million a quarter, they're going to be worth close to $1 billion, if not over $1 billion market cap. That's going to be a 10x from here. That's going to be decent, right? That's going to be a $200 million return. Like, you only risk $27 million. Like, that's why I bought Mullen, and that was a good decision. You know, bought it at 70 cents. It was a 35, or I think it was like a $25 million market cap. It was stupid low. It's like, this company's either going to zero, or it's going to make a lot of money, or it's going to double itself multiple times. So when you're ever faced with a risk to reward profile that looks that good, then it's usually a good idea to go for it if you have your risk, you know, just realizing, hey, this is either going to zero or it's going to make a lot of money. But especially right now, it's the diamonds in the rough. A lot of stocks get forgotten about in the fear, you know. People don't want to touch a lot of these stocks. Do you have any passport for the moo-moo? You need a pass? Oh, jeez. Wow. If movies and popcorn earnings exceed gold, then I'm sold. I mean, it will exceed their investment in it, but not as an industry. The gold industry is huge. what is it, like a gold market cap's like $14 trillion, I believe. Crazy. A steal. Yeah, a steal. Just some things are so cheap that a small amount can make a lot and you could only lose a small amount. You know, that's what I feel like this gold mining company is. It was definitely undervalued for a long time. Right? It de-SPAC'd at the wrong time. That's it. De-SPAC'd at the wrong time. People were interested in other gold miners, you know, that were more known. HYMC is about to move. Adam Aaron will find a reason to liquidate it down and kill momentum. It's a sort of special attack. Yeah, kind of. I will say he's definitely had not the greatest timing before. For that really goes for the leadership of a lot of companies, though. A lot of companies do stuff like that. What's the? Oh yeah, they're so new that doesn't even come up anything. Moderate Capital. These are gonna be the motherfuckers that flip it.
No.
They flipped AMC. No, they might learn their lesson actually this time. And not flip it out so fast. But you got Vanguard in there too. They own 2%. So it's actually very much institutional owned. 11, 18, 20, 22, 23, 23 plus 22. Yeah, this thing's like 90% institutional owned. What are the insiders at? Motherfuckers be selling. Moderate Capital Investment Management Company 10% owner. Can I see that? She's gonna be up all night. She's gonna be up all night. Okay, see that October 2020 initiated coverage with a buy. Was that a $15 price target? Let me see this Yahoo Finance. Because, see, if that's the case, AMC, what? $15 price target. They're at, what are they at right now? $1 something? I just want to see how much they'd make, actually. Actually, let's show you guys how much they would make. So, let's just, round here, too. $100 million market cap. Say that it's really 91 million times 1.73 times 9. Yeah, you go to $15 per share, and then what's the float of this bugger at? Calculate it real quick. About 52 million shares outstanding, 52.5 million shares outstanding. So, Actually, I'll do that. Yeah, so if the share price went to $15.50 per share, that'd be an $819 million market cap. Times that by 0.22. AMC would make $180 million. Minus their $27 million. They would make 270,000. Yeah, so they would still make like 160 million. So $850 million market cap, reserves of 40 billion. Seems plausible the price of the stock could go to 15. Not overnight. Let's talk a couple years from now. Make $180 million. Not bad. That's more profit than I believe AMC has ever made in the history of the business in a single year. So, could be good. Could be good. Let's see. Let's see. Is that the price target though? I want to see. Oh, there is no price target. So one strong buy and one hold. Okay. Outperform to market perform. Okay. Pretty interesting. What's the futures doing? Yeah, so flat. So flat. If AMC's investment goes to zero, they can... Exactly. I mean, how do you lose when you pay $27 million? It seems like a lot to people, which that's why I get. Even CNBC, they're kind of delusional in the sense of, AMC's going to save $2.7 million a year by putting that $27 million towards their debt. Does it make a lot of sense? Probably not. Comparatively to possibly making $100 million or $80 million. What would that? Let's see. Okay, for shits and giggles, since we're over here doing math, say AMC makes $80 million, right? Divide that by $2.7 million. That means that if AMC made $80 million of profit off this, if the share price went to about $7, they would make roughly $80 million profit. Or 7, 8, around there. It would take 29 years to be a better investment by paying off a 10% interest rate coupon for $27 million. 29 years. 29 years. That's a long time. I don't know about you guys, but I hope I'm not in AMC 29 years from now. So I think this is a better use of capital. And I wish somebody would, like CNBC, they're in that video that I showed you guys, they were too busy laughing about it and in shock about it. They didn't even know the numbers. They were really misinformed or a lack of information around it, to be honest. Yeah, it would take 29 years to Yo, Ling Ling, wanna be a gold miner? Say, hell yeah. Yeah, that's they need to be calculated with it here. But it makes sense. It makes sense. But his family a gold mine. Congrats. What more can he give to his empire? No, I think we'll do good, Evergreens. I don't know if you're in AMC, but I think it'll do well, even if it takes a little bit of time. I know somebody commented earlier. I was mid going and I seen the comment and I wanted to respond to it, but Miranda. Oh, you get all the buy and sell alerts. Okay. Khaleesi wants to hook you guys up, but I still think AMC and GameStop will go through another rally this year. How high is just hard to tell, but help me. Dude's a pimp. Dude is a pimp.
Please say hi.
Say hi. Say hi. It's bedtime.
She thinks she's playing video games.
Say hi. You want a bite?
Bye.
Want a baba?
Bow.
Baba?
Hey.
You want baba? Go get baba.
Bow.
Baba.
Bow.
So funny. Said bye?
I said.
Go get baba. Seeing HYMC calls because I'm a jackass to the move. For real, I'm in. Yeah, I'm in too. I'm in too. Nah, I just...
Help me.
I don't know.
Help me.
I guess I see the potential in it. I see I see a lot of people that want to go do things still. Even if the economy is shit, I think people will still want to go to the movies. When it comes down to it. And I think they'll probably have their best revenue year that they've ever had. Unfortunately, a lot of the movies, though, that are going to be big don't really come out until the end of Q2. Like mid Q2, end of Q2, and then all through summer and fall and winter of next year. You have a lot of big movies. Like Avatar 2, that's going to be a huge movie. Help me. Yo, it's your bedtime. Bedtime. Oh. Ling ling. Ling ling. Fried rice. Fried rice. Egg roll.
So funny.
Give me egg roll.
Help me.
I love everybody. It's just funny. Bye, bro. You're biased. See, I try not to be. Like, I have pretty grounded expectations, I think, compared to other people. But thoughts on GME earnings? I'm afraid they lack vision for a turnaround and AMC will suffer. You know, GameStop is a very interesting one to me because if they can pull it off, they will do very well. Their NFT business is going to be the highlight of GameStop and their earnings. What they say about that. Because OpenSea has a valuation. Let me get this number correct because I don't want to just spitball you something that's not correct. It's 12 or 14 billion. Oh, okay. $13.3 billion is OpenSea's valuation. So I like to be very conservative with my estimates here. Right? Like, I like to be very conservative. And you can be as conservative really as you want with this. But look up GameStop. GameStop has a $6.31 billion market cap. You know, comparatively to $13 billion market cap for OpenSea. If GameStop can do an NFT network that is even a fraction of what OpenSea is, it could possibly, you know, double the business from here. You know, and you could kind of get the legacy GameStop business for essentially free. You know, so I think based. No, I think
Want a cookie?
yeah, that's what is really important, because that's where the initiative, the new growth and opportunity, I believe, will be. And good thing is the markets are forward looking, so without any of this fear going on, if GameStop said, yeah, we expect our NFT platform to open up Q2, and we expect to have, we're seeing positive initial results, polls, trials, whatever they say. I'm not sure exactly how that would work. But if they say positive things, give a date for something, or a quarter, time frame, then the stock would do very well. It's hard to tell right now. It will really just depend on how the markets are feeling that day when it comes down to it. But they are forward looking, so they're gonna discount obviously the potential value of GameStop's NFT platform comparatively to its competitors like OpenSea. And that's where I see a lot of opportunity. It's kind of like real estate. If you're on a street that is all $1 million houses, the lowest the house is going to be, unless it's dramatically worse, it is going to be roughly, $100,000 higher or lower. You're kind of capped to a certain neighborhood, right? You can't have a $10 million house in the same neighborhood as a $1 million house, or it's very, very rare, because when people try to find a value for that $10 million house, they're going to look at the neighbor's house, and they're going to see, this is what happens in real estate. I'm still a licensed real estate agent, and do my own transactions for real estate. And what you do is you'll look at a 3 to 5 mile radius, and you look what was the most recent sales, and compare the comps, year the house was built, number of rooms, how the house looks. Is it updated? Is it old? Is it, house from the 50s is going to value different from a house from the 2000s, but still, you're not going to get a huge discount in either direction. It's going to be relatively the same. You're bound to the neighborhood. That's kind of how it is with OpenSea. Even if GameStop has not sold an NFT yet, you will still get some level of added premium to GameStop when the markets realize this is going to happen, and it's going to happen soon. Does that make sense? Like, you're not going to get the full valuation of OpenSea, not even half of it, I would imagine, but you'll get maybe 20% comparative valuation without even selling a single NFT. Just market expectations. Avatar was big 13 years ago. Number 2 could be the biggest film of all time. My girlfriend excited when she heard about it. Oh, I am too. Like, a lot of people that are like movie buffs that I know really like the movie. Really, really like the first one. And I definitely liked it too. But that one comes out, I believe, December 16th. Two. I know. Yeah, December 16th. So I was correct on that. That could be really good. Avatar. What? Avatar 3? They already have it planned? I didn't know that. 2024. Top Gun Maverick. That should be a good one too. Yeah, look at the box office. 2.8 billion. Woo. Yeah, number 1 film of all time. More than Titanic. That's ridiculous. Avengers Endgame is getting up there, though. I seen that one in theaters. Is Avatar a flop? Yeah, it surpassed Titanic, that held the record for 12 years. So I think it could be really good. It says, although some people seem ready to write off Avatar 2 before it has even premiered, the movie is guaranteed to be a box office success. I think either way, I mean, it's gonna be good. I smashed the like button. I appreciate you. Oh, I sold Mullen to my profit put in CEI. There you go. I mean, I think just CEI's kind of crowded, but I mean, I've been wrong before on crowded names, you know. Without California, the red states wouldn't be able to function. Yeah, that's California is just massive. California is like the 5th largest economy in the world compared to even countries. I think it's larger than France. Or is it France? I believe it's France. Or it's close. Sell the whole company for Avatar. By then, they're going to be marking up those tickets so much. It's going to be like $20 per ticket. People are going to pay it too. See, and that's the great thing right now. Like this variable pricing is going to be great for the business of AMC too. In their largest business segment, America, Canada. Now to introduce flexible pricing, that's gonna add quite a bit of numbers. And I mean, inflation's high. We had to raise prices, guys. Even though we didn't, we had to. You know, a lot of companies are doing that. Top 5 undervalued stocks to buy: SoFi, DraftKings, Palantir, Lucid, AMC. It depends how you look at it, honestly. Like, if you have a 5 to 10 year outlook, then definitely SoFi out of that list is definitely the most undervalued there. DraftKings, I own a lot of DraftKings, but it's definitely a lot cheaper now. It's just one of those that it's either going to do really well or it's going to fail. Like, they spend a lot of money. There's not a lot of customer loyalty to a certain, you know, whether it's FanDuel or it's DraftKings. Honestly, if you do have DraftKings, which I want to do, not financial advice, but this is what I plan to do, is buy a Flutter Entertainment to hedge it. Because, they own 95% of FanDuel. Wow. And this thing has gotten beaten into the ground. I looked at this and it was way more. Yeah. This is half the price of what it was. But it trades OTC because it's a London company. Well, it's headquartered in Ireland. I believe it, trades on the London Stock Exchange. But they own, like 95% of FanDuel, and they're actually, they've been talking about spinning that off into its own IPO, which could essentially double the valuation of Flutter. So it could be good, but that's what I would do if I was in a, or that's what I plan to do. But not financial advice.
Do you want a bite?
Straight green all over the place. I forgot what I was gonna say, honestly, but well, not financial advice. I think that's what I was gonna say. I saw a bunch of stupid seals in San Francisco, California. I was walking and heard Spring in the distance, and I was like, seal, pretty awesome California slippery seal, boy. Yeah, California seems cool. I want to see the Navy SEALs that train in California. I wanted to be a Navy SEAL, but a lot of just stuff happened. You think a firm's holding has found a bottom? I own a lot of a firm, and I'm down a lot, and I've been very reluctant to average down on it. I'm kind of at the place right now where I'm like, I think it'll come back. I think I'm average at like $90. I was up a lot on it too. You know, I was up over like 80% on it. Yo, bite. That's yours. Give her another piece of my quesadilla. Yeah, but I think it's found a near-term bottom. As long as those numbers come in good, then it'll be okay. I hate Robinhood. Yeah, see, I hate it too. Certain things I do like about it, like the the way you can just like scan through shit real quick. They have shit sectioned out, but you know, I don't like using them. Just I was going to brokerage transfer to Webull, which is, I mean, not much better. I was going to do that, and then all this volatility started happening, and I'm like, I'm gonna wait because I won't be able to trade for like a week or two, and I would have to sell like the options, and I'm like, no, I didn't want to do it at the time, but I'm going to. I think I'm just gonna take it to Thinkorswim, to be honest, or E-Trade Pro. E-Trade Pro probably. They got the high-low ticker on there, which I really like that. But yeah, this, I mean, it looks pretty good right now, even looking at the market cap. 15 billion market cap, and you know, $6 billion of revenue 2021. But FanDuel has like 60% of the market cap for online gambling, and people that I know like FanDuel more than DraftKings. That's why I'm a little bit worried about it. I did make $50 on Super Bowl day, or like 60 something on the day of the Super Bowl. And I really haven't looked at it since. So, me and DraftKings, we're cool again. You know, I lost like 50. I made my 50 back. So, we're cool again. Honestly. Canada, Miami some years ago. Gotta love the food. Yeah. Yeah, I've never really done anything. Man. Never really done anything, like traveled, or way I look at it, you know, you just work, and then you can do whatever the hell you want. Get where you need to be, and you'll be good. You just, you know, like I want one of these oligarch yachts. I want a yacht with the jet skis off the back, grilling, a private chef too, because I've done enough cooking in my day, and I would rather not if I don't have to, unless I want to. Just get a cook, get a nanny. Oh, we were talking about that on the live stream the other day. Like, I need a nanny. All right, yeah, I'm gonna get off here because she's getting a little wild. Gave her too much of the Taco Bell slushy, but that's what dads do. All right. Nonetheless, evergreens. It's funny. It's funny talking to evergreens. Yeah, everything is flat though. Everything is flat. S&P down 0.16%, Dow down 0.14%, Nasdaq is seriously nothing, just flat. So yeah, it's good. As far as tomorrow, I wouldn't panic. You're probably better off, not financial advice, just trading after the fact of whatever Powell says to the upside or the downside. But I do think it's going to be very bullish. YouTubers are mad for not calling out Lou the Clown. I'm not mad. I don't know who is mad. Somebody's probably mad. I know Lou and Ape Father go at it all the time, or they used to. That was pretty funny, but yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. It was later today. So yeah, a lot of you guys actually showed up. But if you guys want to sign up for Weeble, Mumu, or Public, links in the description to do so for that, and come join the trading community. Linked in the description of this live stream as well as in the pinned comment of